Aloha, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the program. This episode brought to you by Becoming Led Zeppelin. Not really, of course. It's not like the Peter Grant family gave me a call and said, Steve, go for it. But I did see the movie on Sunday, loved it, and it finally, I guess, gave me the kick in the ass necessary to finally feature Led Zeppelin on the program. Now, a little programming note, about 2:45 into the video, you do see some preview screens pop up. Now, that's probably because this actually does come from the official Led Zeppelin YouTube channel. It seems like that was just the right thing to do instead of finding a video that might have been taken and bootlegged from someplace else. Do Zeppelin right, I guess. So anyway, it's from 1970. It's live at the Royal Albert Hall, a concert that you'll see part of in the documentary, and it's Bring It On Home. So it's Zeppelin, man. Oh, shit, I'm going to enjoy this.
Got my ticket, I got that loader. Then I'm going higher on the boat. Take my seat right way back. Watch this train roll down the track. I wanna bring it on home to you. Bring it
Ooh, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Good night.
Jimmy Page, Robert Plant, John Bonham, and John Paul Jones. 1970, live at the Royal Albert Hall. Sitting in the movie theater, I can't tell you what everybody else there was doing. Most of the time, I think I was just there with this huge smile on my face. I might go see it again. I don't know how long it's going to be in the theaters, and I would recommend checking it out before it does leave. If not, you can probably find it on a streaming service or purchase it somewhere. But the movie is just, it's fantastic. I just really enjoyed it. It takes you through their childhood, through their early music career, and really through that first year of Led Zeppelin from 1969 through 1970 when they released their first two albums. I guess that's why it's becoming Led Zeppelin and it's not We Are Led Zeppelin or something like this. Now, if you know really anything about Zeppelin, you know that they never really talked much about being Led Zeppelin. And as a matter of fact, this is the very first biographical documentary that all three surviving members actually took part in. I think a lot of that's just simply because back in the day, they were, well, to put it simply, the fans loved them, fellow musicians loved them, and the music press hated them. So they probably figured, why bother talking? A 2021, I guess kind of a work in progress version of the film was screened at the Venice Film Festival and received a 10-minute standing ovation. Why? Because after 45 years after John Bonham's death, he died in 1980 at the age of 32, we still cannot get enough Led Zeppelin. You remember the O2 concert in 07? Ticket request for that show? 20 million people tried to get tickets. The arena only holds, 18,000? They sold them in pairs. So they're only selling 9,000 sets of tickets, and 20 million people tried to get into the show. Now, if you're the type of Zeppelin fan who owns Song Remains the Same on VHS like I did, DVD, if you had the album, the CD, and maybe now you have it saved on a hard drive somewhere, you may not necessarily learn a lot from the movie, but that's okay. There's no stories of mud sharks and battered hotel rooms. It's about music. Right? It's about how four virtuosos came together and in less than a year just changed music forever. For me, there was really a couple parts of this movie that really stands out. One was the use of a previously unreleased interview that John Bonham did. Just as the band themselves rarely gave interviews, John Bonham almost never did. And so using this interview was a very special find. And what was really cool was during the movie, they were playing the interview and they focused the camera on Jimmy Page and Robert Plant, John Paul Jones, and you could see their reaction. Hearing this interview I'm assuming probably the very first time, and the smiles that came over their face. Again, probably the first time they've heard their friend's voice in, maybe 40 years or so. And it was a really special moment. You could see just by their reaction that this was really something special. And leading up to this and in interviews afterwards, Jimmy Page says over the years, he got a lot of requests for Zeppelin biographies that he says were really terrible. And on this one, they really mapped it out to do something special with this. And I think this is a great example of it. Another part to me that really stood out was John Paul Jones talking about working in that rhythm section with John Bonham. And he said, I'm a really big fan of John Bonham's right foot. And I just love that description. That big bass drum, right? And he said how he would alter his playing and in fact leave out certain notes to highlight some of the things that John Bonham was doing. And that was the type of nightly improvisation that the band would do constantly. And really, that was one of the reasons after John Bonham had passed away that Page and other band members said that that's one of the reasons that they couldn't go on as a unit, because really no other drummer in the world could have taken his seat and handled that sort of immediate improvisation. And when he died, I remember I was probably like a freshman in high school. And then there was a tour planned. And at that time, I was thinking, this might finally be my chance to see Led Zeppelin in concert. Bonham passed away, and of course that never happened. But at the time, it was heartbreaking for any Zeppelin fan, right? Their answer to why they just hung it up immediately, kind of in hindsight, I think was just really awesome. They said simply, there's 4 members in this band. We lost one of them. Therefore, the band can never go forward. In addition to the things about how important each member is, that the nightly improvisation just could no longer happen. And really, to me, I think one of the most important things that they did very, very well in this movie, and what I was really hoping for, they didn't give you 30-second clips of 100 different songs. No, they gave you complete performances. Even things like their first, I think it was their first television appearance, like on a Danish TV show. And I believe it was like an English, maybe like an English variety show they came on. I realized this is 1969. No one knew who the hell's Led Zeppelin were. And it's this mixed audience of ladies with their kids. There's young people, old people. When they first start off, you just see some older English lady just doing this, going like, you got people plugging their ears. And of course, they don't care. They're just tearing up the place. You see them playing live in San Francisco. This is at the beginning of their very first American tour, when they were number 3 on the bill, supporting Vanilla Fudge. And then it really ends with that Royal Albert Hall performance. Again, 1 year from going 3rd on a bill, no one knows who you are, to kind of going back to your home country, conquering heroes, the biggest band in the world. You won't see the song Bring It On Home being played in the movie, but that's one of the reasons why I wanted to choose it, give you something a little different. But you will see some of that Royal Albert Hall performance. So that's it, man. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, post a comment, and by all means, go see Becoming Led Zeppelin. Take younger folks with you. Show them what real concert music is. It's not just repackaging exactly what's on an album. It's playing live. It's making mistakes. It's getting loud. It's just having fun. I'm sure having fun with this. Thanks again, folks. Y'all take care, all right?